Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another edition of Keeping Modern Janky here with a tweaked version of my Lukka Surprise. We're about to mulligan this hand because of our Emrakul here. We are playing Blood Moon in the main deck. Oh, and another Emrakul. At least we can put it on the bottom. So many domain decks running around looking to abuse 4 and 5 color mana bases. We're looking to run out a turn 2 Blood Moon and try to get them, which is what we're going to try to do right now. Excuse me. Otherwise, the deck is largely the same. Looking to get out a Emrakul as early as turn 4 and swing in with it being hasty. See if our guy lives. It does. Looks like we're up against hammer time. So our opponent will get it to draw a card. How badly do we hose hammer time with a Blood Moon? They do play things like Springleaf Drum, but we're here to Blood Moon, so we're Blood Mooning. Opponent gets to draw the card. We do lose one of our forests, our stomping ground. Probably should have thought about that. So yeah, I haven't even tested the deck other than what I've been playing over the past few months. Probably should have gotten a basic forest there for with our fetch land, because if we lose this hierarch, then we're going to be in trouble. They have a basic plains, so this is probably not the matchup where our Blood Moon is going to shine. Let's see what they're... So next turn we will, unfortunately, well, we might just be dead pretty quick to hammer time. Yep, Shadow Spear. Alright, well, it's not a hammer, so... But it does put our opponent out of range of a single attack by Emrakul. I think we're playing 6 basic forests in this deck, so good chance if we draw a land we'll get one of those. Otherwise we can pitch, we do this Bitter Reunion. Alright, fetch land. So I think what we want to find our Lukka as fast as possible. Do we want to pay? Yeah, we'll pay. Oh, we have to pay 2. Let them draw a card. Hopefully that what we're doing it doesn't matter what they're doing. So we want to see a Lukka here. I got a Boseiju and a Wooded Foothills. Boseiju could be good. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're going to pitch this land, and we drew a bunch of lands. Well, there's a basic forest that we were hoping to get, so I guess that's the upside. Play another hierarch. So now we did jump through a lot of hoops for hoping to draw into a Lukka that we can then turn into a turn 4 Emrakul with haste, because we can play land to cast the Lukka, get the Emrakul, give it haste, swing out. Will it be enough? Opponent's going to be hitting us for at least 2. I like that we have a Boseiju as some sort of insurance policy against a hammer. We could also get rid of the Sigarda's Aid with it next turn to slow them down significantly if they don't put anything else on the battlefield. Seems like if they had the hammer, they would have cast it last turn, so they may have drawn into it with the extra card they drew, but it's not looking like it. We'll see. Stoneforge, a Mystic. Alright, we really just want to draw a Lukka. One-time deck. Hasty Emrakul will give a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll have 1 permanent left. Which I guess if... No, they'd have to get rid of the land. Alright, there's the hammer. Well, they're going to cast it. They're going to hit us for a lot. Gain a lot. We're not dead yet. So we really need this Lukka. Lukka off the top and we win, more or less. We don't get the Lukka, we can cycle it. Doesn't really do a whole lot though. So we draw the Lukka now. Turn too late. I mean, we could. There's the Lukka. So what we can do is play a land, play the Lukka, get the Emrakul, and hopefully hold down the fort. Does this get trample? No, but the problem is if they put another hammer on, we'll lose our Emrakul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then if we do... Oh, what do we do? What do we do? Well, we're going to definitely play land. We can go ahead and make an Emrakul and hope they don't have another hammer. We can Besage the hammer. And then they have a 2-2 and a 1-2, and we're left having to... Alright, well, I think we're going to pass and Besage the hammer. Hopefully they don't have another one. It does have trample because of the Shadow Spear. So we may actually need to get rid of this. Let's see who they attack with. We could, is this an art? We could just... Go ahead and hit the Esper Citadel. They have the protection spell. And we are dead. So we're going to die. We drew the Lukka a turn too late. They're protecting their Esper Citadel, which makes sense that they didn't put anything else on the battlefield because they had that in their hand. And Lukka, I'm not sure, would have gotten us gain. I don't know. Maybe the Lukka and Emrakul was the right play there. This way they don't see that we are playing Lukka. And this is our combo. Alright, what do we want to bring in? Pillage, probably. Force of Vigors. Take out the Blood Moons. Turn 2, Fable. I don't know, we'll take out the Fable. Run it like that. Alright, so that was a close one. We were one turn away from winning that game if we'd hit the Lukka a turn earlier. And then if we had made it and go ahead and played the Lukka into an Emrakul, there's a chance we could have just held on the fort. So this has a lot of what we want, but we don't want this Emrakul in our hand. Man, that's 3 games in a row, 3 opening 7s in a row, or 3 7s in a row where we see the Emrakul in our hand. So we do have we just don't have any way to pitch it right now. So we'll mulligan. Holy cow, that didn't even change. Alright, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lands. 5 lands and the Emrakul in our hand. I've never seen anything like that before. Every single 7 we've seen this game, or this match, has had one of Emrakul in our opening hand. Tell me that there's not a bug in Magic, online Magic shuffling. We don't even have another green card to pitch. I mean, we are in such trouble right now. The game we had our 22 lands. Thank you, deck. 22 lands. Yeah, the game, last game is the one that's going to get away from us because it doesn't look like things are going our way this game. Opponent kept a 7 card hand. Ginger Brute, sure. I've never seen anything like that before. That's 4 7-card hands we've seen in each one had the one of Emrakul in our hand. There's a delighted halfling, so we could go ahead and run that out. We could also save it for this Force of Vigor. Get the other commercial district. So this card, I mean, yeah, these Surveil lands have been really powerful. Lightning Bolt is good. Does give us something to do. We may not want to get rid of this. Alright, so put it on top. We want to have some sort of way to interact with them if they play Stoneforge Mystic next turn. And next turn also this gives us the mana to cast Force of Vigor for 4 mana, and we can hopefully just get rid of 2 of their best things. See if they do have those protection spells. And there is a Stoneforge Mystic. So that's why we kept the bolt on top. See if we can't cobble together enough interaction that we can stop our opponent from doing what they're trying to do. So bolt the Stoneforge, play the Stomping Ground, pass the turn. Well, so if we draw the Lukka next turn, we are definitely going to be casting it and getting an Emrakul. Our opponent hasn't put any pressure on us. They don't have... Alright, now we are sort of incentivized to Force a Vigor, especially if they run out this hammer. Let's see what we draw. We know that they play that... we know that they play the protection spell, so we would be tapping down to kill this Urza Saga. Does not guarantee that it's going to die. Lukka would be great. Thank you. Thank you, Magic Gods. See if they brought in any sort of removal. They're not tapped down. We're going for it. Do they have any sort of kill spell? They do not. Do they have a way to answer this Emrakul? This is it, the moment of truth. Did they bring in something? Can they get there? Are they thinking in their head what they have in their deck and if they should just scoop and go to game 3? This is what we came to do. That was a turn 4 Emrakul. Could only been better at turn 5 Hasty. We have this Force of Vigor that we can use to... Maybe they're thinking, okay, can we race? Can we do any sort of life gain shenanigans? Do we have Solitude in our deck? Can we punch through enough damage? And I think the answer will be no, but we'll see. Hammer time, I'm not... You know, everyone tweaks their deck differently based on what they think their meta is, so who knows what they put in their sideboard. They're playing main deck protection spells, which is sort of the industry standard, at least some number of them. Can you answer a 15/15 flying protection from spells that are 1 or more colors? Opponent's really thinking hard. I mean, they had to wonder what we were doing. I mean, they saw the kind of cards we were playing last game. They must have figured we were up to some janky no good, but did they have anything in their sideboard to interact with what they thought our jank was? Or are they just salty roping here, as they call it on Arena? So we'll see. I mean, they're going to have some number of permanents. There's the hammer. See if they're gonna, there's another hammer. I think they might be trying to figure out if they can just put enough permanents on the battlefield that things don't die. Footfall Crater. Well, we are here to do one thing, and that is so we can attack, annihilate 6. They're going to keep 1 permanent. It might be an ornithopter. No, not even an ornithopter. They want to keep their planes, and they scoop it up. All right, that's that's the right decision. That was the right decision, opponent. Sorry, dude. We got you. You got us game 1. It was a close one on game 1, though. All right, did we run it back? They're on the play. That's why game 1 was such a big deal, because we were on the play there. And we were in position, and we just couldn't find Lukka in time, and now they're on the play, and they have potential for super fast starts. Do we want to bring back in Blood Moons? Does shut off some of their shenanigans. They don't play a lot of fetch lands. I think we would rather do Force of Vigors and Pillage. Pillage takes care of problematic artifacts as well as their infect lands if we need it. Okay, let's see if we can just do that again. How about no Emrakul in our opening 7? Actually, oh my gosh, it's insane. It's literally insane. Okay, well at least we can Bitter Reunion and discard it, but I just can, words, they fail me. This is the 5th 7 card hand in the row that, or the 5th 7 we've seen that had the Emrakul in it. And it's a one of. It's like the Magic Gods just want us to fail. It's yeah, just insane. So what do we want to do? As per Citadel, we can go ahead and Oath in this and try to find a creature, but we have a Ragavan. So I think we're just going to play a Ragavan, and you know, we have an Oath we can pitch to Force in a pinch. See what they run out. If they miss a land drop and just put out a hammer or something, we might pitch the Oath to Force to blow up their Sentinel and the hammer. Alright, Saga. That's also a good target for the Force of Vigor. Now that they're tapping their white source, it's an even better target. Cigar is a... Okay, so now we can go... Do they have the hammer? That would be bad for us. Looks like they do not. Another Force. So I think we're just going to swing in with this Ragavan and see what they do. They may block. Yep. Man, we can only do this on their turn. That was a bit of a mistake on our part. Definitely should have done this at the end of... Should have done the Force of Vigor at the end of their turn. I keep forgetting that it's only free on when it's not our turn. So that was a mistake on our part, but then they may not have blocked with the Esper Citadel. So there is some upside to not doing it that way. We're going to pitch this Emrakul that we keep having in our opening 7. Get a land and another Bitter Reunion. Okay. And do we stop on their untap? I think we want them to tap down again. Man, that was, yeah, a big mistake on our part. Hopefully they'll tap down to cast something. If I was them, though, I'd be... saving mana for this Urza Saga to make Constructs. So best case, they tap their mana, don't play another land, tap their mana to get like a Stone Forge or something, and then we can go blow up Sigarda's Age or Urza Saga at the end of their turn. So they got the Nexus, so they're able to do we go for it? I'm sure they have the actual. So we're gonna go for it. And we'll see. Yep. So we got all for naught there. There's a Delighted Halfling that we do need. Play another one. So I definitely want to pitch this land, but we are a 22 land deck, so it's more. It is possible we just don't ever get another land. All right, so there is another. Yes, we will. So at the very least, this prevented them from getting a Construct, and it sets us up for next turn. Well, no, we have this tap land. I was going to say next turn if we draw a Lukka, we're going to be good to go, but that is not true. All right, so they're going to probably go get a hammer and make a Construct. So when they tap down for the Construct, no, they can't. Well, we'll see. See what they do. They might just want to be going for turn the Blink Moth Nexus into something that can kill us with Infect. So float the mana. Get and the Surge of Salvation is brutal. You and permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Permanents. So they're gonna get a hammer. We're gonna have to hope they don't have it again. I mean, they're gonna have it though. Feels like they have to have it. I mean, we had double force. Of course, they're gonna have double Surge of Salvation. I mean, it's just it's frustrating. Yeah, that's why you want to cast that Force of Vigor on the end of their turn, even though it leaves them with an Esper Sentinel, lets them draw a card, because this is the possible result. Double Surge of Salvation. We're left looking at dying to Infect, or drawing our one-off drawing a Pillage here to answer this. Get another basic, sure. GG's, he says. Okay. Does it have flying now? How does it have flying if it's supposed to lose flying? And loses flying? I can't even block. I'm not sure how it has flying. Does it double equip? Let's see what our opponent says. Yeah, that was a tough one. We should have done the Force of Vigor at the end of their turn and left just leaving them to draw an extra card and gotten rid of the Sigarda's Aid and the Urza Saga, and none of this would have happened. They would have drawn a couple cards. Let's see here. Anyway, GG's, and this is Johnny Cycles of CyclesGaming.com. I'll catch you on the next one. This has been another edition of Keeping Modern Janky with Johnny Cycles. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my website, CyclesGaming.com, for original Magic the Gathering content. You can read about my Commander decks or my Janky Modern brews. My latest article is about the Zombie Precon and its effect on Commander. I give you a couple different deck lists. If you're interested in a science fiction / fantasy novel, be sure to check out my book, The Podcon. I'm publishing it serially, a couple chapters every month. Again, thanks for watching. Check me out on YouTube, Johnny Cycles. Click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one.